9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What up, what up, what up? Happy Monday. Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Gotta forgive me if you hear any sounds. There are people on my roof. They've been on my roof since 7 o'clock this morning, and it's quite annoying. However, what's not annoying? Kay McCoy is in the building.
Opinions may vary. Are you having like a reenactment of Mankind, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell on top of your roof? That's what's happening. And someone's just gonna fall through your roof.
That's what it feels like, because it, like, certain parts like it starts shaking a little bit. And then earlier this morning, my dog was going crazy because she's like, "What the fuck? We're under attack." And yeah, so it's just kind of like what y'all been doing, and like there's been no notice. So yeah, I'm telling you, and I'm the top floor, so anything, like, I feel it directly, but you know, it could be worse. I could be in a box. So yeah.
That went. Oh yeah, that's another Mankind Undertaker match, a casket match. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, way to slide in. You getting money, by the way. You know, I'm on the top floor, so you know. I'm on I'm me and my penthouse. We getting money out here.
Wow.
Okay, my fault, TK. What's up today?
I don't think that's what it is. How are you doing?
Big weekend of professional wrestling went down. I also went down to the gymnasium, so my legs are very sore. It was leg day today,
I was like,
but yeah, we're gonna land this plane. But everything was dope. How was your weekend?
I worked so much on Saturday that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a rest. And then on Sunday came, and I'm like, nah, I got stuff to do. But then, you know, when you like work so much that your mind just like shuts off, and then hours pass and you're like, wait, what just happened? And now it's dark outside. That's what happened to me on Sunday.
That's what this whole weekend, like, it was just Friday and now it's Monday. And
right.
That's because the sun
on Sunday.
Yeah,
yes,
the sun's been going down
too.
to like 3:45. Like, it has other commitments. I don't know what else the sun has to do. Like, where else you have to be? Do you have to pick up?
Here's the joke, though,
like
with
a child. You have to pick up Mercury from soccer practice.
It happens every year, though. Like, it happens, and I said this in the I did this in my stories yesterday. It's like, we're so amazed, like, oh my god, it has to do with the sun, but it's literally been happening. It's not like we're 10. It's literally been happening every single year, and every single year we all go, well, at least the people I know go through the same thing. Like, oh, it's so late. The sun it makes me not want to do anything. But it's just like, what is it in our mind that's just like, oh, this is brand new. This is happened.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Seasonal depression.
I guess that's what it is. The West Indian means like, nah, work through it.
Yeah, work through it. But we're gonna celebrate today. We're gonna celebrate.
Yes.
We
definitely celebrations, because it's really interesting how this happened. So we're going to talk about the WWE women's title match. So we have Tiara James in it, Brittany Brooks, and Notorious Mimi. And it's just kind of like, I thought that we had like only like one woman left on the WWE ID program. But that's not the case, which I'm glad to see all these women. But I'm wondering, because, you know, I always like to hear, you know, what exactly happened. How did we get to this point? I'm happy for all of them, but how did we get to a whole bunch of people saying, nah, I'm good with this ID program, to a whole new set of women? So what's your take on this news?
Well, contrary to what we've heard this weekend, when you have opportunity presented to you, you grab that brass ring. If you know what We're talking about that later. But that's what it seems like. First of all, shouts to Notorious Mimi. I mean, we literally just seen her in NXT as the former Sloane Jacobs. And here she is getting another shot to return to the Stanford territory, as well as who else was there? Brittany Brooks. I've seen Brittany Brooks in MLW a couple times. Shouts to Brittany Brooks. She's been doing her thing.
She's been in the game for a minute too.
She's been on ROH a couple of times, I believe, as well. She's Chris Bay's Bay has been by his side as you've seen her as he gets well. But the most person I'm excited about, top tier Tiara James. I saw this and I did the sit up meme. I set up. I love Tiara James. I've been watching her do her thizzle on the indies for a long time. Got to catch her at the Fourth Rope show during Mania weekend, in which she took on Maya World. Maya World, also another one who grabs the brass ring when opportunities presented. We'll get into that later. But I'm very excited for Tiara James. She is perfect for NXT, perfect for WWE. So I'm excited to see her get busy. I think we may be looking at our new WWE ID champion in Tiara James.
So bold prediction.
I'm making the proclamation here. She's been getting busy with West Side Gun's Fourth Row. I thought she was going to be Fourth Row champion before Rio took it, but I'm excited for Tiara James very much in the WWE ID championship tournament. You guys want to hear my West Side Gun Tiara James impersonation, asking if you've ever seen her wrestle? Hey, yo, you ever seen Tiara James wrestle? Have you ever seen Tiara James wrestle? Thank you.
You just ruined my segue. I had a perfect segue until you did that. But the segue is on top of being excited that Tiara James and all the women are going to be in the WWE ID program, I'm also very excited that this man, this very handsome man, this very educated and debonair man is joining us as well. The councilman, Will PHARAOH, is in the building.
I don't want to talk about the last subject after he did that. We can move on.
Hey, yo, PHARAOH, you ever seen Tiara James wrestle?
Why do you sound like Jay-Z now?
I'm like, who was this supposed to be?
West Side Gun. Like, West Side Gun always asks a rhetorical. West Side Gun always asks a rhetorical question, and he's like, "Have you ever seen Tiara James wrestle?" He's like, "Have you ever?"
Where's the voice coming from, though?
Hey, yo, that's my. This is Los Angeles. I'm method acting.
Okay. Method. Your method. So that would mean that you do it all the time. So I mean, you don't stop doing it. Meaning you're going to keep talking like that the entire WWT live. That's
Please
method.
Please don't.
You've boxed me in a corner. I got to figure out a way to get out of it, but it would just be for this segment only, because segments, you know, when you get a segment time, you stick to that segment time to do something and don't question it. Your time's your time. So my time is done for now for that. So
your time is now.
My time is time. And my time is done.
Yes.
You were hinting at this topic, Kane, and I think I'll let you take it away as far as what happened this weekend, the debacle, the misunderstanding, the tweets and retweets that came out as far as AEW. So you want to tell the story?
Buddy, it has been a weekend for Nixon Newell and Miranda Alizai. It's been tough. So last week we saw them on AEW Collision in the backstage segment with Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne. And this week we thought that match was going to happen. So we're sitting here watching AEW Collision and we see Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir, but it is not Nixon and Miranda. It is Maya World and Hyan. And
Hyan, she's amazing. Both those girls are amazing.
Big pop. Got a big pop, by the way. And everyone's like, what's going on? And literally, as we're watching this match, we're getting text in the group chat. It's all over social that Nixon and Miranda have literally just walked out of AEW's Collision. That's what everyone's speaking about. And then the story changes to, well, they didn't walk out. What happened was they were told the match will be 3 minutes, and they hit that doesn't work for me, brother. That doesn't work for me. And that was it. And now it's been the most we have talked about Nixon Newell and Miranda Alizé in the last months or so. Now, to give some backstory on them, they are a tag team, also couple, right? They're together in a relationship. So Billy and Chuck, your gimmick's been done way better, by the way. But it's interesting to see that they don't have a contract with AEW. We've seen Miranda on ROH a couple of times, but they are not signed. And to pull this, I mean, we've seen the tweets today or the comments today from Miranda. She spoke about, well, when you stand up for yourself, everything shifts. Suddenly you are the problem, not because you're changed, but you're not letting people take advantage of you. They paint you as a villain. No one's trying to paint you as a villain. We're just asked that you be professional. Everybody, we work in media. We have segments. We have time. Same thing with professional wrestling. Your time is your time. And in the context of things, you just got here. You don't even go here. You cannot dictate how long that you're going to be performing. Your time is your time, and you make the most of your 3 minutes. Because guess what's going to happen after that 3 minutes? You might get another 3 minutes, and another 3 minutes, and another 3 minutes, so forth and so forth, etc., etc. The two-time Hall of Famer Booker T once said, your TV time is worth the weight in gold. TV time is gold. You always going to be on TV. And instead of people talking about what match, the payoff that we could have had from a week ago between Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne and Miranda Alizé and Nixon Newell, this is what we're talking about with these two wrestlers. They ain't too many independents left. Deadlock is shutting down. Prestige is done. You don't want to burn any bridges. And this is just a very, very sour taste when it comes to professionalism. Your time is your time, and you do your time, and that's it. It's not about the time that you have. It's about how you look in the match. It's the 3 minutes that you're given. I think about Andrew Everett when he got squashed by Samoa Joe. Nobody remembers that match, but we all know the viral clip of Joe doing this walk away from the high flyer, and Andrew Everett's like, yo, what's up with, why you moving? Priceless. That was a squash match, but he got over in that match. So do your job, get over, and that's how you look good in a squash. But again, shouts to Maya World and Hyon for grabbing that ring.
Councilman, any additional words to this?
Man, tell them fucking pussy ass niggas at AEW. Get y'all money, man. Don't let them treat y'all like no scrubs. Fuck them. Fuck Tony Khan. Tell them, man, we don't do no 3 minutes round here, partner. I'll go over there to fucking TNA and show out. Fuck them.
But did you get paid though? No, you didn't perform. You didn't get paid.
In all seriousness,
I was like,
nah. In all seriousness, I don't know if it's just newer generation or what, but it's do you walking out of your match that's been scheduled, that's been promoted, that you've been paid for, does you walking out justify that?
Well, they said in their thing, they're saying that they were told to go. And so I'm trying to figure out which one was it. Was there the where they said they wanted more minutes, and they said no, and then they walked out, or did they want more minutes? AEW said no, and then said, "Oh, you guys are asking for too much," and then they told them to leave. Because those are two very different things.
Those are two very, very different stories. But even two of what you're texting of, it's when you stand up for yourself and they can't take advantage of you anymore.
Right.
Who's taking advantage of you? The company that invited you to be on television when you're not on television at all? That's the company who's taking advantage of you, who's giving you an opportunity to wrestle on national television?
Well, even that, the fact of that you are saying that based off of, because they say your match is 3 minutes, and that's you standing up for yourself, and if has this been a reoccurring thing, or was this just the first time this has happened? Because it's hard for me to sit here and believe that this is your first time standing up and saying that, oh, yo, 3 minutes isn't enough. And their first response to you is to leave. So it's like, yo, like, how did we escalate to get out? If that's a story that's supposed to be told, how did we escalate to that? And then on the other side of you walking out, what escalated to 3 minutes for a match is the straw that broke the camel's back. Right. Like we saw what happened with Mercedes. We know what happened with Mercedes. Mercedes got drugged all the way down to where she just could not take it anymore and left. And we saw still, even with her having a legitimate reasoning, she was still drugged through the mud for doing so. So it's just like something that these wrestlers have to think about, like, yo, frustration does happen. And especially like when you got adrenaline running high, you in that kind of speed of an industry, but it's like, yo, do the means justify the consequences in what you're doing? Yeah. Because you walked out. So that means you're no call, no show. That means you're unreliable.
That means you think you're better than like
right. You're bigger than the industry. So that
nobody's bigger than the program.
Nobody's bigger than the program. That's right. But then, like now, too, that look in their eyes, like, yo. So if I tell you you're going up against Chris Statlander, and she's going over, and you don't like that, you gonna walk out? Now that's the perception that y'all give potentially given that. So it's just like, yo, I hope what y'all did was, and if it does again lean towards that being the reasoning, I hope that it justifies of why you were walking out. Like, yo, there's a lot of stuff y'all don't know that's been going on, that's been happening behind the scenes, and that's what led to us that night being like, yo, we're done. Right. But the other one, you have to explain that one.
Right, because they were on Twitch and they were telling their story. So it just it's a very interesting position, even beyond wrestling, you know, that we're in. It's kind of like, you know, we want our seat at the table, but the table sometimes is not built for us, because we've talked extensively about AEW and you know, how they're not giving enough chances for women. But also we can talk about the return on investment, which I've talked about plenty of times, right? So it's just kind of like you're wanting a company to give you these opportunities, but it's not on the company to give you the company doesn't have to do anything. The company's main goal, no matter what company is, wrestling or not, is to make money. So then on the flip side is like build your own table. But most people don't do that. It's very, you know, and I'm speaking to this in the context of being, you know, Black in America. You know, we want these things and we want these opportunities presented and all the things. But on the flip side, some of these people don't want us at their table. And we're really like, oh, well, we want to be at your table. They don't want us at the table. So instead of spending 10 years begging to be at somebody's table, why not create your own table? And for those of you who don't really know the behind the scenes of how WWT kind of evolved to what it is now, it's because there wasn't a lot of people who looked like me at these tables.
Yeah.
But TK, we never once put a lighter to the bridge, put a match to the bridge and said, oh, you're not going to give us opportunities? Well, F you, I'm not going to do anything at all. Which is what Nixon and Miranda did. And just it's the audacity of it all. The fact that Nixon's been on social media claiming that she's not being booked. And then she gets booked and she's like, no, not like that. No. When I mean get booked AEW, I want to be booked in a 60-minute Iron Man match against Mercedes Moné for all the titles. Like, but now, what are we doing here?
But now, here's the thing, or why I say it's up to them to really give us a story of what's going on, because what if that happens to be the environment at AEW? What if that is something that we have seen happen with someone that's not as big, and that has been granted to them? What happens when you're looking at that? Let's say just for an example, I'm not even going to use that person, but let's say for instance you have a Tony Storm that comes up and say, "No, I don't want that. I want a 60-man Iron Woman match." Or you have somebody that, like Chris Lander say, like, "No, I don't want to go over like that, and I want my match to be 20 or so minutes." And it's like, damn, she ain't even one of the most popular people, and they just giving that shit to her. So again,
yeah, but
here's what I would say: what you
nothing
eat
in life
don't
is
make
fair.
me ish. Yeah, what you eat.
Oh no. I get it. I'm just saying, like, if that's the reflection of what you're seeing within the company, and that's being rewarded, that also is something that could be potentially going on. It's like, yo, I'm seeing my coworkers do it, and apparently it's helping them get ahead. So maybe if I start being like that, I can finally get where I need to be. Just from a Nixon standpoint, but again, that's a gamble. I'm just giving
it's a big gamble.
Yeah, and again, it's just 3 scenarios that are out for a story we don't fully know.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised from there if that was happening, and people are just like, "Yo, you know what? I'm gonna shoot my shot and do it." But again, walk out on a scheduled program,
and that shot missed, brother. We all play sports. We all been athletics. Hey, bench players can't be talking like starters.
You miss it. You walk out on a game. I'm going home during the game day. I'll bet you'll never play the rest of the year.
You will never play here, big brother. You know what I mean?
If you're even still on the team.
Yeah, and like I hate to like go against wrestlers. Like I hate to feel like, you know, okay, I like it sounds like people are like really hating on Nixon and Miranda, but that's not the case. It's about the accountability and your actions speak louder than words. So you say we want to be booked, we're not getting booked enough, and then when you get booked, it's not enough. What is it? What are you Kendrick Lamar? It's not enough. No. You do your 3 minutes. You do what you need to do in those 3 minutes, and then you advance the rest of the storyline. You're not on ROH, which like we have to search and like find and go on a Lord of the Rings quest to watch. You're on Saturday night TNT Collision with 2 women who are going to be in one of the biggest matches of the year in Marina Shafir and with Megan Bayne. They're going to be in Blood and Guts, and you're going to have a quick something with them. Who knows if this can lead to somehow you being involved in Blood and Guts to advance. So, you know, pride comes before the fall. And Miranda Alizé and Nick Sunual has taken a 3 count. 1, 2, 3. They're done. How can you be invited back? Money for transportation, hotel stays.
No, I mean,
all of this stuff just went.
You can be invited
wasted.
back. You can be invited back. You just gonna your moments are gonna come. Like Tyson, when you trip and slip under the ring at the Greatest Royal Rumble, that's gonna be your moment.
I mean,
Titus. Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. And again, you know, and even last week, I misspoke saying that it was gonna be this week, but now now we're seeing clips of them in the match against Megan Bayne where there's possible sandbagging happening, and just it's just not a good 2 weeks of evidence. Okay, so I know they're saying one thing, but the way the evidence is set up, it don't look good. Like we can see with our eyes that, you know, this match, you go back and watch the match and there's clearly moments of Megan Bayne's visible frustration, you know, trying to get them over for the double German, and Megan it looks like they're sandbagging, and Megan just uses her power just to get him over, you know, and it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate because you love a redemption story and you want to see Nixon Noel do well. You know what I mean? Like, and you want to see Miranda get out of ROH and get some national TV time. And then they just shoot themselves in the foot, man. Put up the Big Damo tweet. Sometimes wrestlers are just.
Yeah, you have to remember too, like for all the things that people say about ROH is a steady paycheck. If you're on ROH, regardless if you're watching it, we don't know how long it's gonna last or if it's gonna be here for a long time or a short time. But to be consistently with a brand that has, you know, notoriety over something that's more territory-esque is a privilege, right? It's not a guaranteed thing. There's plenty of wrestlers that I see on social media all the time that would, love that opportunity. So, when we talk about ROH, I feel like, myself included, we shouldn't necessarily put it down, because it's doing something that a lot of promotions can't do.
I don't think we necessarily do that though either. Like, if anytime when we do talk about ROH, it's always the one question, like, why is Tony not putting this on television? Like, why is this not being up on there with so much talent we do have on there?
I also think it's a really great product as far as women wise.
Yeah.
Better than AEW. So
and just my last thing, because I know Councilman was talking about the comparison and whatnot of the other superstars. Let's remember this. Willow Nightingale, Friday night, was in London, England, at the Pro Wrestling Eve event. She had a match. London, England, Friday night. Where was Willow Nightingale Saturday night? In Tejas, in Texas, live at Collision, just for a run-in. When she ran in after the Jamie Hayter match, I believe it was. She was in London, England, Friday night, and in Texas Saturday night for a run-in. Not a match, not 3 minutes, but maybe a minute and a half run-in. And that same night, Nixon Newell and Miranda Alizé is in Tony Khan's face talking about something. We need more than 3 minutes. Tony Khan hit the illest boo-boo face. I know he had to. Get him out of here. Go
I don't think he did that.
I got my 2026 AEW Women's World Champion flying across the damn Atlantic for a run-in. And these two can't wrestle for 3 minutes against Ty J?
How do the two
get out of here?
Compare?
Because that shows you show up to work and you do your job as assigned, bro. Booker man said, this is what you're doing, this is what you're doing. What Willow gonna say? ATK, I can't show up because I was just in London 24 hours ago. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Get your ass in the ring, do this run in, and keep it moving. So and Tony was like, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'm the boss. 3 minutes or you're gonna go home. And good on Tony, because old Tony Khan would have been like, okay, let me see if I give you 6 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever. But new Tony, he ain't gonna let nobody run over.
Shout to Tony Khan. TV time, TV's different. TV's a little different, and I don't know. It's interesting. And but I was gonna say shout to Hyon, and like you did say, Kane, to reiterate that, shout to Hyon and Maya for showing up, because I believe too, they were at matches too.
Yes, Maya was in here. Maya was in Long Beach Friday night at WCPW. So everybody got something to do. Everybody got a job, bro. Everybody got something. Just do your job and you be Gucci. That's all it is. So it's a lesson, not just for wrestling, but for life, for everybody watching. Just do this is what you got, man. It's opportunities. These opportunities are so limited. That's the frustrating part, because TK, you and I, we work in media. We know it can go from 0 to 100 or 100 to 0 real quick.
Yep.
Like in an instant, bro. One false move and that's it. We'll find somebody else to do it. And that's what TK
always somebody else.
Yeah, and TK found somebody else immediately. And it was a good match. Shouts to my world.
Yeah. Unfortunately or fortunately, there's a lot of there's so many women, so many qualified women that deserve opportunities, that like everybody's replaceable. Like, oh, you don't want to do this? Okay, we got you. We'll find somebody else. And they did, because I was having this conversation with another friend of mine, and she was like, well, how can they come and replace them like that? I'm like, they probably didn't know the situation, because if I were working in the back, it's like, oh, we need to replace 2 people. Let me find the most qualified 2 people that I know of, put in the call, and make it happen. I'm not going to go and tell the talent everything that happened. That's not the assignment. The assignment is, can you make it? And they did. So and I honestly believe this is not going to be the last time we're going to see them on AEW television. So
I hope we get more. I would love Maya World. Maya World's nice. I saw her and Tiara James fight, actually. Yeah, that's 4-4. So definitely. Shouts to the queens getting a shot.
There it is. Another queen that should be getting her shine, Mercedes Moné. So over 44-day span. So she wrestled 11 matches in 7 different states for 6 different companies over 5 countries. Like, Mercedes is just like, would you have thought, and you're kind of even going back to the fact that, you know, when her and Naomi and the situation happened with them, and then her signing to AEW and all this stuff, did you even think that, like, and I know I keep asking people different versions, because I feel like every 2 weeks is just a different version of how this is going to play out. What do you think? So for you guys who are like, what is she talking about? So I had an interview from with David LaGreca on Busted Open, and his theory is give Mercedes everything, give her everything, then so she draws attention to everything. I'm not necessarily saying everything, but now I'm kind of seeing based off our conversation that we had on Friday, now I'm kind of seeing, okay, I could see how this is really beneficial to women's wrestling. So what's your take on this?
Mercedes Moné, more like Boeing Moné, because it's a jet. She flies, not in a Mercedes. She doesn't drive. She flies in a Boeing. She out here. She's everywhere. She's everywhere, and we never there. You knew Mercedes Moné was going to cook post Stanford territory. It always felt like in her style of wrestling, in the way that you hear her talk about wrestling, that she was a true student of the game. And honestly, this might have been the best thing for her to leave WWE, so she can really fulfill all of those side quests. And buddy, what side quests have she been on? I mean, just collecting championships, going to different companies, showing face, really becoming that face of women's professional wrestling that we always knew she could be. At this point, she got sons. She got sons and daughters who saw her and Bailey at NXT Brooklyn. And now she is wrestling those people. You know what I mean? That she inspired to get into the ring. So, you know, it always felt like she was just in the wrong place. You know, for what she's doing now, it fits her perfectly. She can go all over the globe and wrestle and not be constricted by one style, by one company. So you just always knew. I mean, we talked about her being
she's in the right place.
Yeah. And we were very excited. The possibilities of, you know, Joshi Moné, and then it happens, and, you know, she goes and wins the NJPW title. And it's just been amazing to like see this and kind of put everybody on notice of, all right, let's go. This is the standard.
Right. Well, it's just the right place, because if you think about it, you know, not taking away her hard work, but it's the hard work paired up with the fact that she was with the biggest brand in wrestling as far as WWE. And, you know, she took those she didn't have and kind of circling it all together. There were times where the matches were less than 3 minutes, and she took those opportunities and she built a name for herself so that when she did walk away, she could bet on herself, but she knew that she can get a return on her investment. I think that's somebody is ever so bold in as far as like looking back at all these shows that we do, and you count the amount of times I say return on investment, like that's like a whole drinking game, because that's just like how, like, yes, you can bet on yourself, but can you, it's essentially, if you guys are familiar with the motivational speaker, Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, can you print your own money? And if you don't think you can, then you need to, you know, choose your decisions wisely. With Mercedes, she thought she could, and she did it, and she's doing it well. So there is that.
Now, I enjoy that of her betting on herself and doing her thizzle. Personally, professionally, that's nice. Storyline wise, again, there's still the debate of collecting the titles and the why and the execution. We've been ad nauseum about that here on the show. You know, difference of opinions. I feel like either she wins at All In against Toni Storm, the AEW Women's World Champion, and continues her dominant run, or if she loses everything. But instead, it's been, well, I lost here, but I've been winning everywhere since. So that's been the only kind of hiccup I've had with this run.
Right.
I'm concerned about the payoffs. Will Tony Khan allow his contracted wrestler to lose 12 or possibly 13 titles overseas and then have to also somehow look strong on his television? You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff that I'm concerned about. You know what I mean? Or does she just vacate him? But then it's like, well,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's an exit strategy because how many more years left does she have with her title? With her contract with AEW, is it like 3 more years or something like that?
I wouldn't know.
I know you know Bosa. And while we're looking for that answer, shout out to Jeffrey, Bosa, Maria. I think I saw Eric in the chat as well. Shout out to you guys, MDB 999. Shout out to you guys, Aaron. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Because here's the thing. I now that you say that, because I'm flip-flopping, because everybody's giving me a good, like, okay, how's this gonna play out, right? So if you give her all the things and then she say her run ends in like 2 years and then she vacates them all, then now not only is she probably not she is the woman who's held the most amount of titles, but she's probably broken the number of years or days she's had titles, and you know she just leaves them as is. But yeah, dropping them, that's my thing. Like, how are you gonna drop that? And that was kind of my concern with the whole thing with ROH, with her being the interim champion and the fact that Red Velvet's back. And this is a discussion I had with Dave LaGreca about it, because I'm like, he's like, give her the title, but then I'm like, well, how now you have Mercedes with the majority of the titles plus, you know, possibly the tag team title. No, I think that's out the window now.
That's out the window. They lost,
yeah. So it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, then what? Like how is this gonna play out? And Ced's theory or reasoning is that, you know, she's bringing by having these matches in different promotions, she's bringing more prestige to the promotion and the woman she's having the match with. But is she?
That's what I'm saying. Is she? Yeah. Tamahashi Ishii. Is she? You know what I mean? Like, is she doing it? Is the question. Yeah. And that's been my main concern about the rub. You know, is the opponent getting the rub?
Right.
As he comes in rubbing his chin, Councilman. What are your thoughts on
Mercedes? Because I just read shout out to knee pads, and I was like,
I did. So MDB, and we're gonna definitely be doing a WoW and LFG show this week. But MDB, his whole thing is people are not good wrestlers unless they have knee pads. So
unless they have knee pads.
I believe Mercedes has some knee pads, so that's why.
I was like, "What is this, WWT After Dark? What do you mean, shops the knee pads?"
Like, what's happening?
That's the special one. I mean, Gunther is okay without knee pads.
Right? Pete Dunne, fantastic.
I don't know.
He doesn't have.
I don't know what that is.
MDB's.
He's what's Pete Dunne's gringo name now? I mean, Gringo Americano name. What is it, like Ajax or something? His masked name now. What? Rayo Americano. Yeah, he's Rayo Americano.
Wait, those are two different people. Pete Dunne is on vacation right now. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's my bad. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't assume. That's my bad.
Wow.
We don't know who's under the mask. I know.
Exactly. You just
shouldn't assume. Yeah, that's my bad, bro.
That's so messed up.
Do you want to any stuff? Do you want to piggyback with this Mercedes conversation, Councilman?
What was the question again? I apologize. What was the
I mean, it's the discussion that we've had on several occasions. Like, how does this all play out? You know, Ced made a very compelling argument that Mercedes is bringing light and shine to the women she has matches with, and you know, the promotions. Kane is saying, you know, she has all of these. And then what? Because if she were to lose a title, like title number 6 next week, does that, you know, tarnish her reign as being dominant in AEW?
Gotcha. So you're just trying to figure out how does this all end, right?
How does it?
Yeah. How do we land a plan, Councilman?
Like, how does this happen?
Here's my question: why y'all give a fuck? Stop worrying about the end of the movie. Watch the fucking movie. That's y'all problem right now. Y'all want to how's it gonna end? How's it gonna finish off? How they gonna stick the land? Just watch. Just let it happen. Let the magic unfold. Stop trying to be able to figure out, do I like what I'm seeing with this person, or is it all for nothing? That's what y'all keep trying to wrap your head around.
I like what I'm seeing. I think that, well, I always think like that, no matter whether it's wrestling or not. You forget I'm the one who reads the book from the back.
Let it cook. Just let it cook. It's like y'all keep trying to go, man, how this gumbo gonna taste? And they ain't even put all the ingredients in yet. I just finished making the roux. I just got the pot.
That's a good one, Dylan. When you see this, you definitely have to cut that.
I got the pot boiling. I done just threw in some of the crab ain't even went in yet. We ain't even at the boil yet. And y'all like, how gumbo gonna take? Can we finish first? Let's just get to the end. Enjoy it. Enjoy the greatness that is Mercedes Moné. I know y'all can't stand it. Not talking about TK. I know y'all can't stand it, but guess what? Don't nobody give a turtle fuck what you think, because she got more than 10 belts. She is Ultimo Monet. I am so blessed by the grace of God that I get to be a fan during this time to see a woman hold 12 fucking belts, supplying jobs to belt holders, to walk out holding all her shit, while she come out and do what the fuck she do best. I don't give a fuck how it is. I don't care what it's going to turn into. What I'm enjoying is Act 2 right now, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. When we are 300 years old, because it's going to take a long time for the three of us to pass away, we're going to be looking at people and be like, yo, y'all got y'all greats. But let me tell you, what a time it was to be a fan of wrestling when Mercedes Moné was 12 belts, 13 belts, 14 belts, 15 belts. Who knows where it's going to end?
Well, oddly enough, Councilman, it was going to take 300 years for Mercedes to drop those belts. So,
and you know what? Wouldn't that be the greatest thing in wrestling history? A 300-year reign? If you would have
except in Germany, I don't think you could say that in Germany. You can't say anything about.
Well, no, it's a certain way you know.
It's the context.
The way you say it. I said rain.
It's the context.
Why to say it like that?
Yeah.
But no, man, it's just like, yo, bro, like just enjoy it. Stop, like if it's getting on your nerves, fine, say that. If you don't like it, fine, say that. Everybody got their difference of opinion, but it's like, yo, let's just enjoy the story. Like, I don't see no one saying, when is CM Punk gonna not be world champion? How does it end? How does his championship end? No, y'all happy he done made it, and you enjoying seeing him as champion.
I think the other thing why some people, including myself, are wondering is because she's doing something amazing, but there are also amazing women in the locker room that are not getting even storylines. And I think that's where it like, if you're having a couple other great stories in addition to Mercedes doing what Mercedes is doing, then it'll be like, okay. But the fact that you're not actively using other women from the roster, that's like questionable. And then also too, then it's also when you bring in the interim thing with the ROH, and like, I feel like, I don't know if that was necessary. There's plenty more titles that she probably would have got. But then if now her and Red have a match, which is something Red said, I interviewed her earlier this summer, and that's kind of on her list. I think Mercedes is on everybody's list. Her and Red have this match, and now Red loses. Then what? You know, because now you're not building up the women. And then what happens, in particular in the AEW universe, right? What happens if we now build her up to that point, then she finally drops it. And it kind of where we are in WWE to an extent. We have all these legends, Cena, Punk, all of them. Eventually they're going to leave. And like, there's a little bit of a gap because we don't have superstars right now. We're building them. So that's kind of where the thing is with AEW and Mercedes is like, I'm not, but go out and be the belt collector, but what else are you doing behind the scenes for the other women?
But to what point do we start really pointing the finger at who it need to be? We point the finger when that goes with Charlotte. We point the finger when that goes to Becky. We point the finger when it goes to Mercedes. Start pointing the finger at the real people and call them out. This has nothing to do with them. This has to do with creative. There's someone back there directing these stories. So if some woman's not getting a shot, that's because of them. That has nothing to do. That is a small factor in what's going on. We'll look at it now with another case. Know why Julia lost her belt? Because she's boring. You know why she's boring? Because somebody in creative couldn't figure out a way on how to make her interesting.
I tell you who, that's the RADDOGG.
Yeah.
Jake Rattle.
You don't know how to do it. And then you look at his background. Hey, aren't you a colonizer that used rap lyrics for you to be able to get on? So clearly you don't know how to come up with your own stuff. So now it's showing and trickling in.
With them Tyler Perry braids he used to wear.
Yeah. You wasn't younger going, oh, you didn't know. You wasn't doing that. You did. You did.
You the roadie. You was the roadie. You was Jeff Jarrett's
off of other cultures to make it happen. Now we're seeing where you can't replicate that because Julia is great in ring, but it's not her fault that she doesn't have a focus or the creativity on building a character. That's where y'all are supposed to come in. That's where the millions of dollars that y'all ranking in, the high level tickets that you paying the rest of your people to do, right? So now it's like, yo, when do we stop going to where it's like, yo, why don't we focus on who are writing this stuff? Since we're now doing Unreal, since we're unveiling the back of the curtain, let's really start getting it out. It ain't the wrestler fault like a Tiffany Stratton that y'all built no one up to be able to compete with her and made her have a mediocre run. The same thing that you most likely are going to do to Jade because you're still pointing it in that direction. And the first thing you do throw out is, oh, the person who is now celebrating 100 days as a champion, that's who we gonna give a hint to. This is now like where like, yo, when do we start looking at creative like, yo, this is not enough? Just like how Nixon and them were just like 3 minutes not enough, the creative is not enough.
But to push back just a little bit, I am 85% sure the character that we have in Chelsea Green, because you've seen her resume, the character we have in Chelsea Green is something that Chelsea Green created. Exactly. And I've heard that people do pitch ideas to the fake TK and WWE, and some of those ideas get shot down, right? So it's kind of like but then there are people who, again, where we're talking about, and I don't know if you missed that part, if you missed that part as far as betting on yourself, there are people who bet on themselves on social media, and it either works, and you know the higher ups take the idea and they use it, or it doesn't work, and then you may or may not get fired. And I think that's kind of where we are. It's like we are calling for more storylines of women's wrestling, but again, it's like, you know, I had posted this somewhere about like it's all about the numbers, and so it's almost like which one comes first. Is it you create the idea, people invest in you, and then, you know, WWE or AEW now come and piggyback? Because that's where we are in entertainment. Like hosting, you can't just come to LA and want to be a host. You need to come to LA with about 3 million followers. And if you can host, that's great. But if you just say you want to host, somebody will give you a job because you already built your following. So, you know, which is that where we are right now as far as wrestling? Like wrestlers need to come and have a built-in following, and then they'll be afforded the opportunities for their ideas to even be heard.
That is that approach. But then again, the Julia thing is just another one. Y'all betted on her. You put the money behind this. You strapped the rocket. You knew this about her, that personality was not there just yet, or that character wasn't there yet. But you did this. You put her in front of us. So all the money you invested into this, where did the investment go in character building? Because you made that choice, not her coming to you. You went to go get her. And you didn't develop any type of character. You didn't give no character development. Now, some of these people, like a Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green has been here long enough and smart enough. And I'm not saying Julia is not at all, and I don't want that to be taken that way. But Chelsea found what her niche was, and she talks about that. I think with that, what's that guy's name? Chris last name start with a V.
Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah, she talked about it on there. Like, yo, I found my niche and where to be, where I knew how to ride that stuff of being funny, being the butt of the joke, and it finally being able to get yourself over. Now she knew what her character development was. Now let me keep going in that direction and paint myself a story. And she's painted herself an incredible story, because she could have dropped the whole US run, US act after she lost the title. But she knew, like, yo, this is where I'm at, and this can potentially get me a second title run. And if they're not disagreeing with it, and this keeps me where I'm at because they don't necessarily want to put me in the WWE Women's title picture just yet, I'm still able to be on television. But a lot of people don't have that. You have folks that are like a Julia, where wrestling is their strong suit. Wrestling is what got them over. People seeing them, their in-ring performance is what got them.
Which is why I think they put Kiana James with her, but that was just the wrong mouthpiece.
That's not working. Yeah.
Kiana James
she
was out for a year. She was out for a year with injury. You just bring her back and under the lawyer thing, and it was just not a good pairing. It was not a good pairing.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
It brought Julia stock down.
It did. Well, Julia's stock was down from the moment it started. And I take this back to where these people are limited by their creativity. If you are not white, if you are not playing a black person and you're a black person, or you're not Hispanic, they don't know what to do with you. Because look how easy it was to get Stephanie Vaquer over. Want to know why?
I was just about to say, yeah.
The market's there. I don't have to do the work. She already did it. It's a
she's from Chile. She's the first Chile star. I think her got over was the Devil's Kiss and her wrestling.
And they know that crowd. But now a crowd like Japan going over to China, where that bridge has not been fully built media-wise, you don't know what to do with that. Hell, you didn't know what to do with Rhea, because y'all were going to shape her into being the second Charlotte, and then told her you need to change completely everything about you in order for you to ever get on. That girl had to go black hair and pretend to be Mexican so she could get on.
Well, that's Rhea's. She's goth mommy.
Again, though, that's what you had to turn into in order for that to happen. So it goes again, like, yo, if this is $1 million corporation, where even if it's not $1 million corporation, just in general of wrestling, like, yo, y'all need to start bringing in folks that are not just wrestling knowledge wise, like a Bobby Roode, like some of these other folks that you got in the room, but you need to bring in actual writers from Hollywood. Bring in people who have worked on television shows and sitcoms, that work on character arcs, that work on character building. I mean, for God's sakes, a lot of people may not know comedians write a lot of the stuff that wrestlers do in their promos. They're the ones that write that for them, and then they go say it on the microphone. If they have that clout to where they don't have to worry about going through the WWE writers, they're pitching that. So it's like, yo, it's just, when do we start saying, like, yo, if y'all are demanding more from us ticket wise, we demand more from y'all story wise, and it's time for you to start outsourcing. And you know what? What we don't want outsourced is the women's wrestling archive.
Segue. Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Oh boy. Excellent job, Councilman. And Maria saying, I don't trust WWE to handle Lola Vice. I mean, it's not WWE handling Lola Vice, it's actually said. So we'll have to blame him if anything goes wrong. With that being said, let's go into that Raw preview. What we got? What's happening tonight?
Councilman? I love how when TK does it, we have no slides. He's like, just go off the strength of what you know.
Yeah.
did you get the music? You said you wanted music to this last time.
It's more intimate.
Oh yeah. Hold on, let me get some music. Let's get some music going.
Is it like is it like the Monday Night Raw music? Or
there it is.
What is this sensual?
I guess I gotta do this for all the lovers out there.
Storms, the quiet storm. Like what is
this is actually from the Booney.
Hey, Booney Mayfield, what up?
This is your captain speaking, giving you the Raw preview. Tonight we have the GOAT, 17 and never seen, John Cena, returning to Monday Night Raw. Who knows what the GOAT will do, being his second to last Monday Night Raw. Will we see a match? Will Dirty Dom finally get the match that he wanted? The scumbag of the millennium versus the GOAT. You'll have to tune in tonight. Raw. We also have 2 matches coming. The Last Time Is Now tournament. John Cena says he doesn't want one of his old rivals to end off into the sunset. He wants to hand it off to the next person. And we have 2 incredible matches for you tonight on Monday Night Raw. Yes, we do. First, we have Damian Priest taking on Rusev as a part of the Last Time Is Now tournament. And then later on that evening, we're going to give you some of that hard-hitting strong style and some of that hard-hitting Celtic classic as we got Sheamus and Shinsuke Nakamura. This is going to be part of the tournament, and we have 2 more coming on SmackDown, but we are talking about Monday Night Raw. We also got a couple of titles on the line. We have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Charlotte Flair and that little 5 Feet of Fury Alexa Bliss is going to take on the Sensation, the Warriors. And Asuka and Kairi Sane have this change in their favor and become the Women's Tag Team titles, or will the veterans stand tall? And if you thought that was it, we also have the beautiful, the sensational La Primera, the women's world champion, will be defending her title tonight against Raquel Rodriguez at Judgment Day. When the dust is cleared, the red smoke has faded away, will the horns be standing tall, or will La Ruda be ushering in a new era for the Women's World Championship division? You can find out this and so much more tonight on Monday Night Raw. Will there be a post show by the mayor? Maybe. Who knows? We're just going to have to tune in tonight. Be able to check out Netflix, or if you're overseas, find whatever listings you're looking for. But we also have a beautiful video that we are going to be announcing very soon. So you make sure you always keep watching WWT Monday through Friday. Some of that great content. I've been your local DJ Scratch and Stick. This is your Raw preview.
What it smell like? Wait, what? Okay. Oh.
It's like grapes and success.
grapes and Hennessy.
Oh my God. Speaking of Alexa, thank you, Councilman. Speaking of Alexa and Charlotte, today marks 100 days of them being WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Actually, they didn't think they were going to be champions for this long, which is great. So how do y'all think this is? I know Will doesn't want to do this, but how do you think this is going to be planned out? How's it?
Oh yeah, man. The Kabuki Warriors will be holding those titles tonight. I LOL'd so hard at I shouldn't say that after that last segment, but anyway, I LOL'd so hard at Alexis and Charlotte being in the back in medical after Alexis got choked out. We can talk about this by the debuting on the main roster, Lash Legend. Hey, baby. And the doctor's looking at them, and the doctor drops the mask, and it's Asuka. And she shoots the mist at them both, and her and Kairi Sane and Nurse Scrubs laugh and Kiki off. I thought that was brilliant. It was very reminiscent of the Joker in The Dark Knight, where it's all the makeup. But until they took the mask off, oh no, it's Asuka. Oh no, it's the Joker. So I thought it was awesome. I think we get new champions tonight. We've been really getting spoiled at title changes, and I think we get another one tonight because there's rumors of John Cena being home in Boston, taking on Dominic Mysterio for his never seen, because he's never been champion, Intercontinental Championship. I think John Cena wins
tonight in Boston.
We Grand Slamming in Boston because Boston doesn't get the final match, or they don't get anything like, you know, to really end it. So I think Boston will see the hometown hero John Cena. Maybe he will khakis. That's what, you know, you put your car keys in Boston in your khakis. But he'll see John Cena become IC champ tonight. I think it's going to happen because my theory, no Austin, is that Rey Mysterio will help John Cena defeat his bastard son, Dominic Mysterio, for the IC title. And that sets up Rey Dom for the AAA Mega Championship in their hometown of San Diego at Survivor Series. So I can see John winning tonight and starting like an open challenge. It feels that way. John's not going to be in Boston just to be in Boston. And he's not going to wrestle just to wrestle. It's going to mean something monumental. And I think he gets the IC championship. And we have the IC title open on Raw and the US championship open on SmackDown. Speechless. I know.
Beulah even agrees with you.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not. I'm not mad at it at all.
That's creative, Road Dogg. That's how you do creative, brother.
Here's the only thing I would say. When's the next time he's in Madison Square Garden for Raw? Next time?
I believe the next one will be MSG, yes. Because Gold
Who takes it off of him?
That's the thing. Because I don't think it's going to be a long run either. I think it's going to be a quick.
No, it has to be a short run.
You know who it is, I think? I think Sheamus come out and then he take it off of him. And then that's how Sheamus.
That's what it feels like. You took the words right out of my mouth.
It's the only one he ain't got yet.
Yep. That's
we would love to see
one.
Sheamus John match real quick.
And by the way, who did Sheamus win his first WWE championship from, I believe?
In the tables match.
John Cena.
So, but as far as the women's tag team championships, what Kane was saying, I think we get another interference from Nia Jax and Lash, and I think we lead ourselves into some triple threat action for the titles.
I love Lash and Nia together. I mean, they beat the shit out of each other in NXT, and now there's a Colossus tag team messing stuff up. I can get jiggy with it.
The only thing is, do they pull it? Once again, like, I'm happy Lash got called up, but Lash is walking into a very dry area of SmackDown right now. Do they promote her correctly? Are they going to do Nia-ish, according to Jeffrey? Are they going to do Nia-ish as a tag team and be a dominant force as the women's tag team, which I think would make sense, which is why you can't let the Kabuki Warriors win. Because if you let them two over, she finally gets the belts that her and Sade. Jakara, formerly known as Jakara, that they couldn't get together, and that's saying a lot. And then too, if what's her name now, so I don't keep calling her by her former
Mara Sade.
But if Mara finds another person and they go over to TNA and challenge for them titles, and they go to TNA against her,
ooh,
you got some storyline. No disrespect to the Kabuki Warriors, like that can always happen though.
Right, there's something bigger at play.
Yeah, but with you moving Lash up, it's like we got something with that. And then also too, it kind of potentially gives us not a split like they break up, but like more of a singles run from Asuka. Like I think it's well more than the time for her to do that.
It is a very tangled web that we weave because I can only see Char Bliss losing because of the stare down between Jade Cargill, your new WWE Women's Champion, and Charlotte. And this will be a way to get Charlotte to Jade by having them lose the titles.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You do that now, Jade gonna have a shitty ass run.
Royal Rumble,
like,
that's too soon, bro. That's too soon.
Not Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, too soon.
That's too soon. You need, if you really want Jade to be this heel that she done turned into, you gotta let her squash a few people.
What we said last week, we said B-Fab was gonna be first, and B-Fab has the match on Friday. We was like, B-Fab's getting that match, brother. She's getting that squash on. Hopefully, it'll be more than 3 minutes to placate people.
Yeah,
they should make it.
Charlotte is WrestleMania SummerSlam mount for Jade. As of right now, everybody.
If Bianca doesn't come back in time to win the Rumble, or
even Bianca, you gotta feed that story, because the thing is, they left with us not knowing what's going on.
We don't know if they're friend or foe or what.
Unresolved.
Yeah.
We got to resolve that.
And there's a lot of that got to get unpacked. So it's like, if she come back, Bianca got to get it to where like she earned a title shot that puts her in front of that, and then that explains now what's going on.
Speaking of taking shots, y'all, WWE possibly has taken some shots at West Side Gun. This has been it was the biggest story of the weekend until Collision story with Nixon and Miranda. But this was huge. So West Side Gun, the Griselda CEO, wrestling aficionado, fourth rope. You see I'm wearing the merch. Man's been doing it for the culture for a long time, alongside Smoke DZA, Wale. You know, Master P was kind of like one of the first ones, but West Side Gun has really taken it to a level that we haven't seen by having an actual promotion in fourth
building
rope
his own table.
I mean, we talked about exactly. He said, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna show up and show out their own titles, their own. It's amazing." So he tweeted that he was kicked out of Monday Night Raw last week after spending $5,000 American dollars with the government shut down and all that, spending that money. Although I feel like West Side Gun's money isn't really taxable.
Oh,
but
allegedly
he spent that much. Allegedly, disclaimer. I just listen to the raps. That's all. But you know, he was kicked out for no reason, and he had this very, very long tweet. And this actually followed this weekend where he had to change the covers of the Hills Have Eyes projects. We saw Ted DiBiase tweet about a week ago or 2 weeks ago when Part 3 came out on Halloween night. And Westside had the billboard in Times Square of Ted DiBiase and Virgil, which kind of follows the theme of the previous two with the $1 Million Man. But WWE sent that paperwork, and now the cover is of Josh Bishop, one of the guys that they really push in fourth rope wrestling. So Josh Bishop is now on the cover. You can check the DSPs, and you'll see Josh Bishop's bloody face on there. But overall, West Side Gun getting removed, we really don't know why, though. Now, quick backstory on West Side Gun, okay?
Right.
You know, he puts a lot of wrestling imagery in his music. Early stuff included a lot of WWE, including using the voice of Greg Hamilton. If you remember, about 3 to 4 years ago, Greg Hamilton sent the tweet to West Side Gun, was like, "I'm going to sue you for using my voice. I'm going to call WWE lawyers." And WWE said, "Training timeout. Hold up. You're fired, buddy, for invoking this. And by the way, read your contract. Announcers don't get royalties. We get the money." Like, you know, that's just how individuals don't get it all goes to WWE because of the whole Jesse Ventura thing back in the day. He sued him and won. So now in the contracts, you know, I think Jonathan Coachman spoke about this on his show Off the Ropes as well. Like, he doesn't get money from, like, when you sign a contract, it knows you give up your royalties. You don't get that. But anyway, and they've been sending cease and desist for any type of samples for a long time. But I think the biggest thing that WWE is upset at West Side Gun about is the fact that West Side Gun is not a WWE fan. West Side Gun is a wrestling fan. And like all of us, right? And I think WWE doesn't want to do business with wrestling fans. They want to do business with WWE fans.
West
Side Gun does the theme song.
You got to be a WWE fan to pay $5,000 to go see a show.
Oh no, okay. Well, let me not.
I ain't never.
What I meant is he's not an exclusive.
I'm about to pay $5,000 to go see Lil Uzi Vert because I'm a fan of hip hop. Like,
yeah. No, what I mean is he's not a WWE fan. I mean in terms of WWE doesn't want wrestling fans. They want WWE fans.
They only want him to pay those type of money to WWE, not pay for AEW.
You got to remember, West Side Gun was in the audience.
Too is a thing too.
Yeah, because like the last time we really saw him with WWE was when what is his name, Harland, who later became Parker Boudreaux, when he had that thing with Joe Gacy. We saw him then. They interviewed West Side Gun, but then they took the interview down. You know what I'm saying? Because West Side Gun was doing stuff for TNA, pre-WWE partnership. He's done stuff for AEW. He's done stuff with Fourth Rope. He's with his own company. So I just feel like it's a little childish. I mean, I kind of hope I'm getting worked here. I hope I'm getting worked because of the fact that Tiara James, top tier Tiara James, has been featured on hella Fourth Rope shows. So I kind of see maybe something with that. But again, and Fourth Rope has been involved with TNA during this TNA WWE partnership as well. But the whole thing is just kind of sour grapes, man, because the culture is really responsible for this wrestling boom of the last 3 to 4 years, in my opinion. In my opinion, the culture's always been like behind wrestling and really pushing it forward and making it cool. And now you see wrestlers with edge ups and stuff. And it's like, wait a minute, is that wrestler got a fade? We gotta start getting fades. And the introduction of hip hop to wrestling has been more rampant than ever the last 3 to 4 years. And not just like, you know, goofy commercial hip hop, but I mean, AEW had Who Kid and Bun B. I mean, it don't get no more gullier and triller than that. So I think, you know, WWE really needs to catch up and understand that we ain't trying to see Jelly Roll, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, we won't do that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Travis Scott yelling Fiend. That's not the culture, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we want. So shouts to West Side Gun. I hope they can resolve all of that. Because he's an asset to this. He's an asset.
That's the question too. Like, now kind of going back to what he said, he paid $5,000 for a ticket, and we're already seeing, allegedly, I'm just assuming because maybe entertainment has changed. Most of the time, if you are a celebrity, you get tickets to go places. So why was West Side Gun paying money for? Is it because he has his own thing going and we're not giving you're no longer a part of the clique? Because they've also shrunk the amount of people who can get tickets. You have to.
Yeah, we've seen that story.
Right.
And
so is that
West Side Gun ain't making that list? As much as we know West Side Gun, you go outside of wrestling and some scapes of music, you're not gonna know who West Side Gun is.
But we know WWE knows West Side Gun because they've acknowledged him in the past.
We know there's a few people that they do know that still got taken off that list when they shortened it. Not everybody's gonna go. Is West Side Gun sitting at 1 million followers on Instagram?
Which is the type of which is the type of
that's the criteria they're looking for.
They care about. Yeah. Right. But it goes back to the point of, well, the one rapper you did get involved with millions of Instagram followers legitimately damaged the eardrum of your champion before the biggest match of the year.
Yeah, but also
Travis Scott destroyed.
Think about it. What's the bigger percentage that go to Travis Scott's show? They don't look like us. I'll tell you that right now.
No, there is.
But are they getting involved in wrestling though? That's the thing. Yeah. West Side Gun's audience will translate over. We were
990K.
We were up at 3 a.m. watching Fourth Rope in Vegas, dog.
But again,
everybody was there.
We are diehard wrestling fans. For someone and again, look at what that was. He had Fourth Rope in an auditorium in a casino, as compared to Travis Scott, whose concert and the reaction of what happened to that concert with hundreds of thousands of people there people died at one of his concerts from a stampede incident. But that's how massive of a crowd that he has. That's coming over from Fourth Rope's audience. So when you compare the two audiences, which one is WWE going to look at? Which one's bringing me more money? As opposed to AEW, I mean, with WWE looking like that, as opposed to AEW of like, okay, what fits best in that culture that we're diving in that looks correct? Because we see AEW get it right because he just lets them be them. Be black. Be unapologetically black. Be yourself. I've seen it with Shane Taylor Promotions on
AEW gets it right. 10 out of 10.
Because they let them be them. They don't create the persona like they're doing with Carmelo Hayes and Bianca, where you're black, but you got to play black. I don't need you to be black, but I need you to play a black person and the one that we see in the audience that we trying to promote. And as far as you can see with Travis Scott, white boys fill them arenas up to go jump up and down to his music.
But is that translating over to WWE?
Yes, because they're going to go watch him. They're going to want to go see him.
He never did what he was supposed to do.
He did do what he
never showed up.
No. That's where you missing it. He did exactly what the fuck he was supposed to do. You know how many shirts got sold? WWE sold out of shirts that had that picture of him and The Rock and that image sitting out. So many, when Complex Con dropped their merch drop with his run, they completely sold out. You have to remember, Fortnite made a whole digital concert for Travis Scott to perform his whole album. You are comparing a dude who's here with an audience they want compared to West Side Gun. And again, to me, they're no different. As much respect as I got for what Travis has done, I have a lot of respect for the same amount of respect for West Side Gun for what he's done with Fourth Rope and the magic he's made. But just like how TK has always talked about, when we're talking dollar amount, the respect don't matter then. To them. Who's going to bring me in more audience members who we want to be seen? And I can guarantee you, majority of them shareholders do not want to see a whole bunch of people sitting in the front row with grills on, chains, hats like this, being able to
black people, or is it because there be people with grills and shit on, but is it the melanin? You know,
I'll put it to you like this: couldn't nobody wear a grill till Jey Uso did it
for all people.
So again,
that's in my notes actually.
So
that's in my notes of once the Samoans started getting edge ups, all of a sudden. Now I was like,
all of a sudden, yada I mean is from them. I'm like, oh, really?
Is it?
Oh, they made that. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So they made that up in the Bay. Okay. Oh, okay.
Not nobody else.
Not oh, okay.
Right. And the other thing, like, and then like, I don't know, it just feels like, and I think it goes to a bigger thing of hip hop culture and black culture, like of. It's, you know, it's ghetto until it's profitable. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
and you think about you think about Wale Mania, right? And how WWE stepped on Wale Mania and started doing the WrestleMania After Dark. That wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Like
it's not about the thing about being
palatable.
Ghetto. It's not even just that. It is
it's ghetto until profitable.
It's not about being ghetto. It's about being dangerous. Because that's what they've shown we are. When it comes to that type of stuff that we do, that attracts danger. That attracts uncomfortability. It's like, oh, well, what are they doing over there? Well, how were they able to pay $50,000 to be sitting in the front? They must be selling drugs, Martha. They have to be. They have to be doing something. Or they must be rappers. How'd they get up there in front of us? It's all of that shit that they allowed themselves to still stand within. Because you gotta remember where you still at in this country. You gotta remember
that's actually so funny you said that. Because I was on a plane minding my business. And you know how they have the group numbers? And at this particular time, I was in group 1, not always. And a lady came up to me. She's like, "Are you supposed to be in this line?" And like, does Does it matter? Like, because you don't work here. Like, if you were like even American Airlines, I would look funny too. But they've never treated me like that, right? But she like legitimately asked me that, and I'm like, yeah. And ironically, I was actually seated in the front row, and she was like in 6th or 7th, something like that. And it's so funny that people have their assumptions based off of that. I don't know what it's like. Well, actually, I'm lying. I know what it's like prior to this TKO or being in the front row for WWE, but those were the smaller shows like Ontario and stuff like that. I don't know what's like being in WrestleMania and the crowds that are in that. So I wonder, maybe you are accurate in that assumption. I don't know. I can't.
It's just and it's just again too, and it's like I don't want people to feel like oh they just racist. It's like no, it's a snowball effect to how that starts, and I will build that for you. It starts that thought, and then now you have a group of people that think that, and so that group of people start talking to the rest of the friends that are in that group, and they kind of feel that same similarity. Guess who are in those groups? People's wives. So guess what their wives come to tell their husbands about and the fears that they might have, or even vice versa. Now those same people are the ones that work in companies that sign checks to continue to let TKO go and do what they need to do. And then having to keep a brand happy because TK, you can even attest to this. Certain things cannot be shown, cannot be done in order to keep brands happy.
Right.
Because of the thought process that they have. Just like they fully believe a black woman could not sell a $300 million budget movie without having a white counterpart on it. A black man cannot sell a $300 budget movie if he's not Denzel, Morgan Freeman, or have someone of a different color attached to them to bring that in. Now, where do you get them statistics from? Where do you get that information from? No idea. But we also
get it from Billy Gunn's gimmick.
There you go.
Yes.
You
but
get that from
on the flip side. But here's the thing: they might have taken one movie because it's like there are certain people who they get it from the figment of their imagination. But some of these thoughts and whatever are based on these kind of what you're talking, these little kernels that expand to something that it wasn't supposed to be.
Yep.
So it's like it could have been certain movies and they took that movie, but they didn't take into account. And again, I'm kind of referring to, I think I posted that post on LinkedIn. Everything's numbers. So they took the numbers of the box office, but they didn't take the fact of how much they spent to make that movie, opposed to the movie that spent $1 billion and it's a totally different thing. It's like, you want to kind of meet people where they're at. It is interesting, but on the flip side, with West Side Gun, my hope is like he put out the tweet. He did everything like, because first off, to being escorted out of a WWE show after you paid $5,000 for a seat, that's like.
And then what did you do for that?
What did you do?
Like, yeah, that's the other reason why it's like I don't fully jump on like screw them for that, but it's like, yo.
Well, I don't want to say what did you do, but what happened? What happened?
No, because typically to get escorted out, you have to do something. Like you're either causing a disturbance, you're making people uncomfortable. To be escorted out for just sitting there and doing this, hey buddy, you gotta go.
Because even if it is based off of what he did for his company, it's almost separation of church and state. Because like, did they think that he was going to take pictures?
Company.
Right.
But are you soliciting? Like, are you going up to the turnbuckle and talking to Austin Theory? Like, hey man,
right?
But he's been to multiple WWE events, and every time they always try to get him off camera, but it's hard to do because he's always in the front row. So they like anytime he's been they always try to get him off, and it's really hyped up since he did the Hurt Syndicate thing.
So that's the thing too, where it also got to get addressed is the company you keep. So, and Kane, you can attest to this too. You remember how that Fourth Rope show opened in Vegas, and what VP said during that time. I'm not gonna repeat it on here because I don't want to mess up our chances with stuff. All I'm saying is, the company you keep and what they say also trickle down to you. So if
I hope
I'm
not doing retaliation. I hope it's not retaliation.
but also it's not even just retaliation though. It's the same thing of if we were in the Monday Night Wars and Scott Hall came to a show. I can't maybe necessarily kick you out, but I'd be damned if I'm gonna let you be seen on TV on my programming. And you're working with the opposite people.
Yeah.
So it's not just me like not
and remind me after the show. There's something like I got confirmation of that. It's very real right now. It's very real.
I mean, it just sucks. Like the Hurt Syndicate hurts people, but
that
WWE hurts feelings.
I mean, but too, again, you are with the company that you keep. But and again, too, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
but here's the thing, though.
It's not bad company.
Of that, here's the thing.
Shouts to the Hall of Fame induction, bad company.
Even if that were the case, he still purchased the ticket. You know what I'm saying? It'd be one of those things where it's like he's a paying customer. He's still coming to see your brand, and there's plenty of moving him to somewhere else where he's not in the line of the camera. That would have been an option, but to kick somebody out, hypothetically, if that's the reason why they kicked them out, that's a whole nother level of petty. Because on the other side too, when you purchase tickets, as I've now y'all gonna laugh at me. When you purchase tickets, I believe you have to put your name on it, so they know who's coming into the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So that could have been addressed before he even walked in.
Right.
So if that's the case, then like that's, you know, I don't get, but I understand why maybe allegedly these companies are being petty towards each other. Yeah. However, like if he paid that for the ticket, just move him somewhere else.
If it was me for $5,000, you can stay right where you at. You pay $5,000 to come see my show, stay right where you at.
And it just sucks because like he can't even
go this way.
Hey, we know how I go, bro. Like, even if he in the right, you know what I mean? Like he can't even react because he's going to be made into angry black man.
Oh yeah,
their response is going to be heightened up so much. So I just feel bad for him as a person and as a wrestling fan, regardless if it's West Side Gun or not. Not having a real reason to kick out a wrestling fan at your event without any type of probable cause or reason is not a good look. So we're going to see more fallout. Like, we're going to hear something about this. But before we go, you guys want to hear my West Side Gun impersonation about being kicked out of Monday Night Raw?
I absolutely.
You know what? Here, Kane. I'm going to give you something because I am a fair person. Will and myself will give where people can find us, and you can give that at the very end along with your West Side Gun, and we will call it a day. So, Will, where can everybody find you?
Before we do that, I just want to throw out one hot take to throw out to either talk about Wednesday, or if we don't, I'm gonna talk about it on kayfabe. But it's a question I wanted to pose that had to do with what we were speaking about earlier with creative. And my hot take of the day is, I think that they should get rid of the brand split and let all of these people be on Raw and SmackDown, because it is definitely needed right now. That would improve storyline so much if you let them all interchange on both programmings. Mm-hmm. Get rid of this split, get rid of the draft, all of it. Just let them be on there.
I wonder how the logistics is for that, meaning, you know, flying people in, catering, all this other stuff, because again, I like the idea. But now, seeing the money side of things, I wonder how that tracks. So would you, obviously not everybody's going to be flying in to just sit out catering. So I wonder how the logistics of that would it's not like they haven't done it before, but we're in a whole new era right now.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you would save a lot because of the fact you're not splitting two places. So now it's like even two for a chance. Like you have couples that can fly together in the certain spots where that can be cheaper, or drive in depending on where they are located and stuff. So and then two, like depending on who's really heavy in storylines, are you needed that week? And if not, that saves a chance of like, hey, we don't need you this week, so we don't need you to fly in to like Atlanta Monday and then go home for the rest of the week till next Monday. Like, hey, we'll get you until we get that ready for our next live show.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like, that's what needs to happen. But you could always
at least for a time. But yeah,
yeah.
Where can you find you?
You can find me at Will Farrell, PHARH. PHARAOH.
Ding, ding.
Yeah,
gotta hit the bell.
I was like, what was that? Yeah, you can find me there on all socials, Twitch and YouTube. Kayfabe will be back this Thursday. We do got some fun things coming up to discuss because we want to be a part of some things that's great. Hint TK as well. Look out also too, because we have some great stuff coming up for those that are like myself that may not have a space to watch these great wrestling programs. Man, we are being able to roll something out that's going to help everybody out. Soon as I get the code and I can finish editing this stuff up.
As soon as I get the meeting for the people with the code, then you can get the code and you can edit it. I'm on it.
There we go.
Baseball.
Yes.
WWE. This is WWT Unreal. You're going behind the scenes.
No. This is just to let people know, like, for those that are watching, for those that are doing things like, yo, man, TK is always working hard and endlessly to be able to not only improve the product, improve it for the folks that are on here, and improve it for the people who are watching and giving y'all a chance to be a part of experiences and, receive the fruits of the labor that we've worked so hard to be on and that y'all have rode with us from the very beginning. So we always are just excited to be able to get that out. And y'all can definitely keep on helping with that with the rest of the Women's Wrestling Archive. Donate $1, donate $5, donate $10. But believe me, it's something that you want to donate because you want to be a part of it, because you can be able to say, yo, it happened. I was a part of it. It happened here first. Nobody can take that away because it was happening right here.
Very, very true. Thank you for that, Will. Definitely, you guys can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. If you haven't been on our socials, I had an amazing interview with Dave LaGreca. Kind of what Will was saying, he actually ended it like that. And so I just want to say I appreciate everybody who's been watching and rocking with us since 2017, because I just be on here and we just be on here and we just be doing stuff, and sometimes I don't realize all the great things. So shout out to Dave for definitely and happy birthday, Jeffrey. Shout out to Dave for definitely putting me on blast with that. And I think too, maybe one of the kayfabes we can expound upon Dave's question as far as the Mount Rushmore women, if you guys haven't already did that. I'm throwing that out there. But yeah, you can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. Make sure you follow Interesting Talk on all social media platforms at www.talkpod.com. And my gift to you guys, maybe not, is Kane finishing it up, bringing it home.
All right, you've been waiting for it. This is my impersonation of Westside Gunn rapping on his next song about being kicked out of Monday Night Raw. Hey, yo, you ever been kicked out of Monday Night Raw?
We never played the 4 row.
And it's gonna be like the illest like church sample, and this song's gonna be called like Monday Night Nitro Wars or something.
Well, we'll do it one more time so it's clear, precise, and that if he do sample it, he got a clear cut version of it, so you can talk your shit.
Hey, yo, you ever get kicked out of Monday Night Raw? You got to repeat it. It's the repeat.
That's gonna go on the sample too. You got to repeat it.
Yeah, it's gonna repeat it. You're gonna repeat it. It's Westside Gunn. This whole soundbite is gonna end the Hills Have Eyes 4.
We just trying to make sure, if he gonna pull it and use it, that he got a good piece of audio for it to use. Yeah. That's the which TK was talking.
Thank you, brother. And I graduated with a music business certificate from UCLA Extension, so I can make sure the publishing is correct. Just wanna.
There you go.
You put that on. By the way, happy birthday, Dad. Love you.
Happy birthday, Jeffrey, as well. Also, happy birthday to me. It was last Monday, so I'm saying it again.
Yeah, man. It's
like
your
these
birth
girls
month,
do.
brother.
It's my birth month.
Your birth month. Yes, bitch. Yeah. Slay queen. Yeah.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.